Kitkats can read. Hello everybody, my name is Katie. Welcome to another video. Today I'm bringing you guys my January World of Kitkats TBR. So for those of you that don't know, I do my own TBR game that I created called World of Kitkats. It's a board full of colour cats. Each colour cat goes towards a different mini TBR game. So it's basically a TBR game full of TBR games, and I try to adapt it every month, try to make it really exciting. I try to make it like random, and I try to make it so that I can achieve it as well as have like a bit of choice. It's a game of chance and choice, I like to say. I really like it. I like what I've done with it personally, and yeah, I'm looking forward to playing this game with you today. So next of all, I'm going to reveal to you the prompts of the colour cats. So for January's edition, I have got, if we land on a red cat, it's to go towards the grab machine. If we land on a pink cat, it goes towards the golden eggs, which my cats pick. If we land on a blue, it's the dice TBR game. If we land on purple, it's the bingo TBR game. If we land on yellow, it is the gumball machine. If we land on green, it's an ebook jar. If we land on orange, it's any of my TBR jars. I've got loads. If we land on a black, it's for a review book. If we land on a grey, it's my mini gumball machine TBR machine. If we land on a cream, it's for a wrapped book. If we land on a treat your shelf, that is a free choice. So yeah, there's quite a lot. Grab machine, golden eggs, dice TBR game, bingo game, giant gumball machine, mini gumball machine, wrapped book. Those are like pretty much the TBR sort of like games. And then we've got things like the TBR jars that I've got and my ebook sort of thing, and a nice little free choice that's in there as well. So yeah, I'm really happy with those. So wrapped books is a new addition towards a colour cat this time. I think, if I remember, I took out a currently reading. So yeah, I'm feeling pretty happy with that, because again, it's a game of chance and it's random, and yeah, I'm really excited if it comes out. I'm excited if any of these come out. So I always start with 5 prompts, and if I do roll a double, then I add on a roll. So that's my punishment. I was originally going to start with 3, and then I was like, no, it's a TBR game, it's a lot more fun if I have 5, even if I don't get around to the books. Like, it's just a load of fun at the end of the day. So yeah, 5 prompts, doubles, add rolls, and I go up to a maximum of 12. So that's what I do. If I somehow have 5 and then I just roll like another like 7 doubles somehow, that's my maximum limit. 12 is my limit for a TBR, because the slidey bit that I put the cats on, the maximum is 12. I feel like there has to be a maximum somewhere. And yeah, so without further ado, let's play the TBR game. Welcome to World of Kitkats January edition. So as I've said before, every time and every month I do the board, I will literally start at the beginning position, which is just off the board here, because obviously this will count as 1. So I have 2 dice that I roll, and each colour cat corresponds to a different TBR game, as previously mentioned, what I have assigned to the colour cats for the round of January. So I'm really excited. So let's see what comes up first. So let's roll the dice. 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. A black cat. Alright guys, so prompt number 1 came out. It was a black cat, and a black cat, as I've said before, it goes towards a review book. So I had to look at all of my NetGalley and Edelweiss books that were coming out, and the one that was jumping out to me the most was actually a sequel, and I do own the first book in physical, and I can't remember if I've got it for review as well. I might actually do. So yeah, literally was like, I'm gonna go for this one. So the book that I've gone for is Love Boat Taipei. This is by Abigail Hing Wen. I think I do actually have this review. It might be also from Edelweiss as well, but yeah, the sequel comes out January, so I thought you know, this book is on my physical book TBR. If I can get this spread, that's great, and hopefully I do enjoy it enough to the point where I can get the sequel. Now with Edelweiss, I do have some auto-approved books, and I think the Love Boat Type A one was an auto-approved one as well. So yeah, that's like why all that comes into it. So yeah, so fingers crossed I do enjoy it. I do like a lot of HarperCollins books. I do like their young adult contemporaries, so fingers crossed this is another one that I enjoy. It says here, where the party never stops. When Ava Wong's parents sent her away for the summer, she's expecting to attend a strict educational program in Taiwan. Instead, she finds the infamous Love Boat, which is a free-for-all. Hookups are abound, adults turn a blind eye, and the nightlife runs non-stop. Will the Love Boat give Eva the courage to pursue the future she dreams of, to become who she wants to be? One thing is for sure, this will be a summer that she'll never forget. A fun-filled romance from debut author Abigail Hing-wen. So yeah, a contemporary with some romance flung into it. It sounds like it's going to be really, really fun, especially with this like nightlife thing. So I have heard good things about this one from people that I follow, so hopefully I do really enjoy it. I love the light blue. You can just about see it in this lighting, but yeah, the light blue of the edges of this one. So yeah, fingers crossed I do enjoy this one. Rolling for book number 2. Oh, it's our first double with the snake eyes of a 2. 1, 2, a grey cat. Welcome to my mini gumball machine. This is like a TBR jar. I started filling it up a few years ago. I got this gumball machine from Tiger, and it was about, I think, like $5.99. And the little pallets I got from eBay, they were literally like 100 pieces for 99p. So I got a few bags of them, and yeah, fits loads in here. It's great. So I'm gonna give it a shake because there's so many in here. And give it a real good shake. Tips this part upside down and gives it an opportunity to shake it off, shake it off, shakey, shakey. So it could be anything that comes out, and I really, really hope that it's something that I've got here, this property. So the first palette that slips out in my hand, got one here. Let's see what it is. Oh, it literally can be anything. What have we got here? Cocoa Caramel from Mayhall 2013. Ooh, I wonder if I've got that here. Let me go have a check. So we've come up with a mini gumball machine, which, you know, a lot of my old school TBR books will be on this one, so this will be a really, really good one. And I had to be really careful because Will does have some of my books at his, because I can't fit them all here in the studio flat. So he has about 4 boxes worth of books there, and the first one I originally pulled out was a book that is in one of those boxes, and I can't access it at the moment because I'm currently unwell and I'm off work ill, and I have to isolate at the moment because I had to have a PCR test because I was ill, even though the possibility is that I've just got the winter cold. It's a bit difficult, so I have to isolate until my PCR results come back. So yeah, I don't know when I'll be I don't know when I'll be back to work. I don't know when I'll be feeling better because I'm currently feeling quite rough at the moment. So yeah, I tried to pick a book that I've got here in the flat. So the book that came out was actually a review book, and it's an old review book. It was Cocoa Caramel, and it's like the 4th book I think in the Chocolate Box Girl series. I own the 2nd book. I'd never ever had the first one, and I don't know why I never got around to getting it. But the first book is Cherry Crush, and I just went to see like how much I could get it for if I could, and it's literally $1.99 on eBay, so that's including postage, which is just ridiculous. So I went ahead and got it. So for $1.99 I thought that's an absolute bargain, you know, I'm sure I'll be fine in affording that. So yes, it is adding a book to my TBR, but it's in order to get a series read, so hopefully I do enjoy it. If I read this first book and I don't enjoy the book enough to want to continue with the series, then at least I can unhaul the second and the fourth book and get rid of them. So we shall see. I think it's like a young teen series, I want to say. So I'm not entirely sure what I'm going to think about it. And I don't really know what the actual book is about, so I can't really read the synopsis for you. I think it's just about some girls. I don't really know, so sorry about that. But yeah, it should arrive the beginning of January, obviously because the Christmas period, it's going to take a couple of weeks to arrive. So yeah, I should be reading it at some point in January. Rolling for book choice number 3. We have 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have a yellow cat. Here is the gumball machine, which is a brand new asset. I haven't had to use it yet. Again, have got little pellets in here, but these are all more kind of like, I want to say free choice. There are some books in there, but yeah, this one is a twisty one. So ooh, I'm literally just going to pick the first one that's at the front, which is this red one here. So let's find out. This is ooh, Beasts of Prey by Iona Gray. So for this time around, we have the giant gumball machine, which was a new asset last month, and it came out finally. And the book choice that came out was one of my most recent books. So I did put some recent books in the gumball machine, and I also put some like random prompts, like, you know, it could be like pick a contemporary, pick a hardback book, you know, free choice and all that. So the book choice that actually came out is Beasts of Prey by Iona Gray. Now this came in a book subscription box. This is actually signed by the author as well, but I hear really good things about this book and I really like the sound of it, and I love the cover of this as well. So it says here, Lycosa was once a city of magic. Now magic is nothing more than a myth. Coffee is a beekeeper at Lycosa's infamous night zoo, caring for fearsome creatures to pay off her family's debts, until she mistakenly unleashes a wild, mysterious power that sends the night zoo up in flames. Econ is destined to become an elite warrior like his father and brother before him, until the fire at the night zoo throws his destiny into disaster and he's cast out forever. Thrown together, Coffee and Econ have only one choice. They must enter the terrifying greater jungle and capture the Shitani, the legendary monster that has plagued Lycosa for a century. Magic has returned to Lycosa and the hunt has begun. I really like the sound of this. I like the sound of these two meeting and going together to hunt this beast. So I wonder what's going to happen with it, but I'm actually really excited and look forward to giving this one a read. Rolling for choice number 4. 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We have a red cat. Welcome to the grab machine. I'm sorry the lighting isn't that great, but I'm hoping that you can still be able to see the 10 balls that are in there and me trying to grab a ball. Either way, regardless, I'm going to be grabbing a ball and showing you what it is. So in this grab machine contains the 10 books that are on my 2022 to read list. So it's very vital that I try to get out either these Violent Delights, Uglies by Scott Westerfeld, and I think that is pretty much what I want to try and get out of there. But to me, I don't mind any other book, but it would be really, really helpful if these Violent Delights or Uglies come out, because I can put them on a couple of TBRs. So without further ado, let's try and see if we can win those balls. Oh, I think I've got one. Yes, we have won this one. I have no idea which one. I literally did these balls like an hour ago. okay, it's not the one or one of the two that I wanted, but I can work with this one. I'm sure that I can work with this one. So the red cat got landed on, which is Grab Machine, which is great because these contain the books I'd like to read in 2022, and it would be good if I can get a great head start on this list because I really failed in 2021. So I was hoping it was going to land on a couple of books and it didn't. So I'm still like excited for whatever comes out. It's a little bit disappointing because I don't want to struggle too much with my TBR. But this is a fairly new purchase of mine. I got it from Christmas, and this is One Last Stop by Casey McQuiston. This is a female romance, I believe. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to giving this a read. So this is about 23-year-old August moving to New York City. It's supposed to prove her right that things like magic and cinematic love stories don't exist, and the smart way to go through life is alone. She can't imagine how waiting tables at 24-hour Pancake Diner and moving in with too many weird roommates could possibly change that. There's certainly no chance of her subway commute being anything more than a daily trudge through boredom and electrical failures. But then there's this gorgeous girl that's on the train. Jane is dazzling, charming, mysterious, and impossible. Jane, with her rough edges and swoopy hair and a soft smile, shows up in a leather jacket to save August morning when she needs it most, and August's subway crush becomes the best part of her day. But soon she discovers that there's one big problem. Jane doesn't just look like an old school punk rocker, she literally displaced in time from the 1970s. August is going to have to use everything she tried to leave in her own past to help Jane. Maybe it's time to start believing in some things after all. It's a magical, sexy, big-hearted romance, but the impossible becomes possible as August does everything in her power to save the girl that's lost in time. So there's a bit of time travel in this. Romance between two females. I really like the sound of it. I have heard some good things about it, but I've also heard some mixed things. So I don't know what I'm going to think about this book, but this is the person who is the author of, I think, Red, White and Royal Blue. So I'm hoping that I really enjoy this book, and fingers crossed that I do. Rolling for number 5. 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We have a cream cat. Now we are on to my wrapped books. I actually just wrapped these today, so the fact that these have come out is brilliant. And actually my memory's awful because I can't even remember which book is in which wrapped package. They've all got different paper and different numbers, but the way that I'm going to choose is I have got this number spinner, so it's going to reveal to us the one we unwrap. So that is, well, that's just not even fair, so let's just spin that again. Alright, number 4, that's a lot clearer. So number 4, which way is this? That's 2, so this is 4. So here's number 4, and let's unwrap and see what is inside this package. Dun, 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 dun. Ooh! Now, ironically, this was a last-minute choice to go into the unwrapped book. So, Take Me Home Tonight by Morgan Maxson is the unwrapped book. What a surprise! This is awesome. I'm really looking forward to this one. I feel like this is going to be so much fun. We landed on my new asset for this month, which was wrapped books, and as you would have seen, the number that came out and was unwrapped, and the book was Take Me Home Tonight by Morgan Maxson. I am really excited to give this book a read. I have enjoyed one of Morgan Maxson's books before, and yeah, this is, I think, one of her most recent releases. So I love the colour of this cover. I really like the purples and the pinks, and I believe this is all about best friends. So it says here, 2 girls, 1 night, 0 phones. Kat and Stevie are best friends. They're theatre kids, polar opposites. They have snuck away from the suburbs to spend a night in New York City. The plan is simple: see a play, eat in New York City's hottest restaurant, and have the best night ever. But what isn't in the plan is a destroyed phone and a massive fight and a Pomeranian named Brad and losing each other. They're alone in New York City. They have to figure out what to do next. But with a dog to return, a party to crash, and a very cute boy to kiss, will the two friends find their way back to each other before the clock in Grand Central Station strikes midnight? So it sounds like a sort of like they plan to have a really good night out, then they have this massive quest to do, and sort of like a real test of their friendship and stuff. So it sounds really fun, really entertaining. I haven't really heard people talk about this book, so I'm hoping that I really enjoy it. So if you've read this book, let me know down below in the comments what you thought about it. Rolling for our possible last book choice now. We have 5, 6, 7. It is our last choice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. A treat yourself. So the last roll was the double roll, and luckily we did not get a double for this one, so this was the additional roll, and we landed on treat yourself, which is great because that means I have a free choice, so I don't have to purchase a book. I can literally choose whatever I want to read. I feel this is great because I'm literally treating myself to it by reading whatever the hell I want, and it's a great thing to have because I get to add something to my TBR that maybe I didn't get on before. So the book that I've chosen is These Violent Delights by Chloe Gong. I should be getting the sequel to this hopefully in January. I've got the special edition on its way, so fingers crossed that arrives. I've always wanted to read this anyway. This is on my to read in 2022 list. This is also on my Benchathon TBR and my Eurofon TBR, so that is another reason why I'm putting it on as well, so that I can kill a lot of birds with one stone. But I'm really excited about this because it's a Romeo and Juliet retelling that is in Shanghai in 1926. I've heard really good things about this. I'm really excited to give it a read. Fingers crossed I enjoy it. I'm so excited for it, like you have no idea. I've been wanting to put it on my TBR like for so long, but I've never been able to. Now I finally have, so I'm so super excited to give this a read. And this is how our little board looks of all the colours that have come out. Black, grey, yellow, red, cream and treat yourself. All 6 different prompts, which is really exciting. And this concludes January's World of Kitkats board game movement. As you guys would have previously seen, I am part of a book club, and our winning book that people voted on was Shatter Me by Tara Murphy, the first book in the Shatter Me series, and this will be a reread for me. So yes, I will be reading this in January as well. It will be one of my main priorities. I'm really looking forward to reading it. Hopefully I'm going to fly through this just as much as I did the first time. I absolutely love this book. This is literally about Juliet Warner, who has a magical power. Everybody that she touches she kills, so it's kind of like her weapon. She's wanted for it, so she's in like this jail cell. So the re-establishment has plans for her to use her as a weapon, but she has plans of her own, and after a lifetime without freedom, she's finally discovering a strength to fight back for the first time, to find a future with the one boy that she thought that she'd lost forever. And it's a dystopian world with a thrilling superhero story and an unforgettable heroine. Yes, Juliet. There's Warner as well, and there is Adam, and yeah, there's a lot of what I really like about this. There's a lot of like crossings out, like throughout this, like a lot of like crossings out in the story, like there, and it's really cool. The chapters are really short as well, so I'm looking forward to rereading this again. So I'm hoping you guys can join us with reading it. The live show is the beginning of February, around the Saturday. It's the evening, 7 PM at GMT. So it'll be roughly about an hour long. We're just going to talk about it with non-spoilers and spoilers, and yeah, then speak about like our next read for February. So yeah, really excited to give this a reread again, like woohoo. As you guys would have seen as well, my Read Like a Kit Kat book choice was Wicked by Jennifer Armentrout, the first books in the Wicked trilogy. This is a reread as well. I'm reading this because the Jennifer Armentrout read-along that's happening next year starts with From Blood and Ash. I've read that, so I can join in with the comments of spoilers and non-spoilers for that, as well as reading another Jennifer Armentrout book. It is my job and determination to get lots of Jennifer Armentrout books read next year, and I really want to go through her books because I've got so many books of her backlist to get through, and she's one of my favourite authors all of the books I've read by so far I've loved, and I'm going through reading them as well. So yeah, I can't remember anything that happened in this book because it's such a long time since I read it, so I feel like it is going to slowly come back to me as I do go through it. But at the same time, just rediscovering it all over again, just like with Mara Dyer when I was rereading that. So I'm really looking forward to it. I'm super excited. I hope you guys can pick up and read it along with me, whether it's as a reread or a first time for yourself as well. Then yeah, feel free to join me on this. But yeah, super excited with this one. I've also got a buddy read that's literally just been agreed. So I saw that Becca from the Becca Fowl, I saw that she just been gifted this book, which is Desperate Measures by Katie Robert, and I was like, oh my goodness, buddy read, this book is not long at all, so I feel this would be great and we would help each other to get through this. It's just over 200 pages. I have been hearing so many good things about this book series in general, like, you have no idea. These are meant to be like twisted new adult books of like Disney books. So this one is about Princess Jasmine, I believe, and Jafar. So it says here, my saviour or my ruin, one night my entire life went up in flames, all because of him, Jafar. As my world burned down around me, he offered me a choice: walk away with nothing but my freedom, or rise to his challenge and win my fortune back. And I bargained and I lost. Now Jafar owns me, and even as my mind rails against his rules, my body loves the punishments he deals out when I break them. But a gilded cage is still a prison, and I'll do anything to attain my freedom, even betray the man that I'm falling for. It sounds so good, and I've heard really good things. I'm super excited to buddy read this with a couple of other people. So there's the Becca Fowl, and there is also Charlie Rippindale, who's also said that they would like to buddy read the book as well. So I don't know if there's going to be anybody else that wants to read it as well, but buddy reading books is great, and if anybody does want to read this as well, then feel free to. But I am super excited. As I've mentioned in previous other like TBR videos as well, there's the hashtag Eurofon, that's like the first full week of January, and the books that I've got on there is Spell Slinger, Uglies, and These Violent Delights. These Violent Delights is on my main TBR, but these will be the 2 additional books as well to go with that. And for the Benchathon Readathon, I've got Knife of Never Letting Go, as well as Uglies on that one as well. So some more books to go onto my TBR. So unfortunately I didn't get to fit these onto my January TBR. They are read-alongs that are going along, so I have no idea if I'm going to end up picking them up, but I'm just going to mention them anyway. So there's a Throne of Glass read-along, Error Fire's the book that they'll be up to in January. There's the Brandon Sanderson read-along, and Mistborn Book 1, The Final Empire, is going to be the January book for that one. Victoria Schwab read-along, and I was going to read the Archive for January as a reread. I might be able to get around to this, I'm not entirely sure yet. Then there's the Outlander series by Diana Gabaldon. This is the first bit, that's going to be in January as well. And then there's the Percy Jackson series. I didn't get around to reading Lightning Thief in December because I didn't manage to get it on my TBR. So they'll be on to Sea of Monsters book number 2 in January. So I don't know if I'll get around to reading this book. This will be a reread for me for January, but look, just extra books to go on the TBR. I'm going to try and stick to my actual TBR, and then I'll just see where I go with time. Or, you know, maybe like along the way, if I want to join in one of the readathons, then I will like pick up one of those books. But it's crazy with all those read-along books. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 and 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, I think 16 books. That's crazy. That's really crazy. But I'm going to stick to my World of Kitkats TBR, but definitely my book club as well as my group book club. They are the main 2 books I'm going to be reading. I'm going to read those first, and then I'll go into my actual World of Kitkats TBR. And then if I somehow read my World of Kitkats 6 books, because that's 7 books already with those, if I somehow am a machine in January, then I'll go on to these other read-along books. But it's crazy, there's so many here, it is really overwhelming. But who knows if I'll have time. But who knows how my reading's going to go. You just don't know sometimes. You really just don't know. I used to read 20 books a month like a few years ago. Now I don't. So who knows like what is going to happen. I could be in a really, really good reading mood. I could be in an awful reading mood. I could be in a slump. We just don't know how it's going to go. But that is my January TBR in a complete nutshell. So if you've read any of these books that I've mentioned in today's video, or if you'd like to buddy read any of these books in particular, please do let me know down below in the comments. Let me know what books are in your TBR down below, what books you've recently purchased as well. Any comments and any thoughts, please let me know down below. And I hope you're having an absolutely fantastic day wherever you are. And yeah, fingers crossed my TBR is going to go well. I did stick to my December TBR pretty well, so as long as I stick to my TBR, I should be pretty good. I haven't added any books to my December TBR so far, and we're 3/4 through the month, so I've been really good with sticking to my actual TBR. So yeah, that is it guys. Wow, what a TBR. It's a big one. Starting the year fresh. There's just a lot going on with like book clubs, buddy reads and readathons. It's crazy, but there's some series in this as well, and one of my 2022 goals was to read some series, and yeah, we shall see. It was also to get my currently reading pile down, and I have got The Knife I'd Never Letting Go here, which is from my currently reading pile, so that would be good if I can knock that off of the pile. But yeah, I'm really excited. I hope you guys are too. And yeah, that's it from me. So if you have enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. All of my social media links will be linked down below in the description if you would like to follow me elsewhere. But that's it from me guys. Keep smiling, keep reading and be happy. My name is Katie and I'll see all of you wonderful awesome people in my next video. Bye!